Every day you are fighting a war, not with other people, not with the world, but with your own mind. A war between discipline and distraction, confidence and fear, hope and doubt. And the scary part is, most people lose this battle before the day even begins. They wake up already exhausted, already stressed, already overwhelmed by thoughts that never stop moving. Bills, pressure, failure, expectations, regret, the future. The modern world has trained people to constantly react to notifications, react to opinions, react to problems, react to fear, and slowly, over time, people stop controlling their minds, and their minds start controlling them. That's why so many people feel lost today. Not because they lack talent, not because they lack intelligence, but because their emotions are running their lives. One bad moment destroys their motivation. One rejection destroys their confidence. One failure convinces them to quit. And eventually they begin believing the most dangerous lie of all. That's just who I am. But listen carefully. Your current emotional state is not your permanent identity. Stress is temporary. Fear is temporary. Pain is temporary. But if you repeat negative emotions long enough, they become habits, and habits become personality. That's why mastering your emotions is one of the most important things you will ever do. Because emotions are powerful, a single thought can change your entire body. Think about it. When you feel nervous, your heartbeat changes. When you feel angry, your muscles tighten. When you feel stressed, your breathing changes. When you feel hopeless, your energy disappears. Your mind and body are deeply connected. And the world rarely teaches people how dangerous uncontrolled emotions can become. Stress alone has destroyed millions of lives. Not instantly, slowly, quietly. A little more anxiety every day. A little less sleep. A little more overthinking. A little more emotional exhaustion. Until eventually, people stop feeling alive. They survive instead of living. And maybe you know what that feels like. Maybe you wake up tired even after sleeping. Maybe your mind feels heavy at night. Maybe you constantly feel pressure to become more, while secretly feeling emotionally drained inside. If so, understand this. You are not weak for struggling. You are human. Even the strongest people battle emotions nobody else sees. The difference is that mentally strong people learn how to respond differently. They stop obeying every emotion, because emotions are not always truth. Fear lies to you. Stress exaggerates problems. Doubt makes you underestimate yourself. And overthinking turns small issues into giant mountains. Your mind can become your greatest weapon or your greatest prison. That depends on how you train it. Most people wait for motivation before they take action. That's why they stay stuck. Because motivation comes and goes. Some days you feel inspired, other days you feel empty. If your success depends on motivation, your progress will always be temporary. Successful people understand something different. Action creates motivation. You do not wait to feel confident before starting. You start first, then confidence grows. That's how mental toughness is built. One difficult decision at a time. One uncomfortable moment at a time. One disciplined action at a time. And this matters because life becomes dangerous when comfort becomes your addiction. Sleeping longer feels comfortable. Avoiding hard work feels comfortable. Procrastination feels comfortable. But comfort slowly destroys potential because growth only happens under pressure. Muscles grow through resistance. Minds grow through struggle. Confidence grows through action. Everything valuable in life requires discomfort first. You cannot become stronger while constantly running from difficulty. Stress is not always your enemy. Sometimes stress is proof that you are growing. Athletes feel pressure before competitions. Entrepreneurs feel fear before taking risks. Students feel stress before important exams. That pressure can sharpen you. It can push you beyond average, but only if you learn how to control it instead of letting it control you. Because uncontrolled stress slowly poisons the mind. It destroys focus. It destroys sleep. It destroys peace. And eventually it destroys belief in yourself. This is why protecting your mental energy is so important. Your environment matters more than you realize. The people around you matter. The conversations you hear matter. The content you consume matters. Everything feeds your mindset. Spend enough time around negativity, and your brain starts expecting failure. Spend enough time around hopeless people, and your dreams begin shrinking. That's why emotionally strong people protect their minds carefully. They understand that energy is contagious. And maybe this is why some people completely transform their lives after changing their environment. Because the human mind adapts to whatever surrounds it most. Your thoughts become habits. Your habits become actions. Your actions become your future. This is why the words you repeat to yourself every day matter so much. I'm not good enough. I always fail. I can't do this. Your brain listens, and over time, repeated thoughts become beliefs. Then those beliefs shape your reality. Imagine waking up and saying, I will improve. I can handle this. I will keep going. I refuse to quit. At first, it feels unnatural because negative thinking becomes comfortable after years of repetition. But eventually your brain adapts, and slowly, your identity begins changing. This is how transformation happens. People often think successful individuals are simply born different. But most strong people were built through struggle. Pain taught them discipline. Failure taught them resilience. Stress taught them control. Think about the strongest person you know. Their strength probably did not come from easy times. It came from surviving difficult ones. And maybe that's one of the biggest truths about life. The moments that nearly break you often become the moments that build you. Because humans are incredibly adaptable. You can recover from pain. You can rebuild confidence. You can restart your life. Even after failure. Even after heartbreak. Even after losing yourself. Your current situation is not your final destination. Never forget that. A bad chapter does not mean the story is over, but many people give up too early. Why? Because emotions convince them that pain will last forever. A stressful season feels permanent. A lonely moment feels endless. A failure feels final. But emotions distort reality. What feels permanent today often becomes a memory tomorrow. That's why emotional control is powerful. There will always be uncertainty, unexpected problems, difficult people, moments of disappointment. You cannot control all of that, but you can control how you respond. Weak minds react emotionally to everything. Strong minds pause, think, adapt, continue moving. That is true strength. And one of the greatest ways to regain control of your emotions is through movement. Move your body, exercise, walk outside, train yourself physically, because motion changes emotion. A healthy body supports a stronger mind. You cannot constantly destroy your physical health and expect mental peace. And another thing people forget, rest is important. You do not need to constantly punish yourself to become successful. Even machines overheat. Your mind needs recovery too. The strongest people are not always working harder. Sometimes they are simply recovering smarter. And in those quiet moments, you begin realizing something powerful. You are stronger than your emotions because you have already survived difficult moments before. Think about it. There were days you thought you would never recover. Moments where you felt broken, lost, exhausted. But somehow, you kept going. That means strength already exists inside you. And maybe that is the real secret to confidence. Not believing life will always be easy, but believing you can handle whatever comes. That belief changes everything. Because when you trust yourself, fear loses power. And one day, you will look back at the struggles that once felt unbearable and realize they made you stronger. Everything taught you something. So if life feels heavy right now, if your mind feels exhausted, if stress has been draining your energy, take a deep breath, slow down, and remember this. You do not need to fix your entire life overnight. You just need to keep moving forward. One better choice today, one disciplined action today, one moment of courage today. That's how lives change. Small actions repeated consistently over time. Not perfection, consistency. And every day you refuse to quit. You become stronger than the version of yourself that wanted to give up. That matters more than you realize, because the battle inside your mind is real, but so is your ability to overcome it. So stop underestimating yourself. Stop defining your future by your current emotions. Stop believing that one difficult season means your life is over. Your story is still being written. And no matter how difficult life becomes, you still have the power to rise again.